Good morning, foolish mortals. Welcome to another Monday Lego build. We're going to be spending the next 3 days, possibly. It's not as big of a set as I thought it was. So we might only do the first two. And then Wednesday, we might end up doing something completely different. You'll have to watch the thumbnails to find out. Or watch the streams to know how far along I am. So hope everybody had a great weekend. What up, G-Force? How you doing? I saw you finished that your car. That's impressive. I love the Technics. I'm not very good at them because they're weird shaped. But I really love those. Those are nice. Rolando, what is up? So if you haven't seen the thumbnail or read the description, I don't know how you got here. But that's not my problem. That's your problem. We are going to be building the Marvel Sanctum Sanctorum. It's about 2,700 pieces, I believe. So it's nowhere near as big as I thought it was. Mr. Rez, how are you, sir? Oh, see, and that's the problem with my Technics. I have put some together, and then I've put something in wrong, and so the gears don't work properly. I am just not a gearhead in any sense or form of the words. So it does, let's see, so it's got 5 figures, 5 minifigs. But I want this because I'm going to try and figure out, I don't know if it'll actually connect to anything. I think I'd have to get peaky, kind of peaky brain in order to see how it connects to stuff. But we'll start working on that. I'm still separating some of the pieces. So let's flip out the camera and start looking at this thing. So as you see, I've already put a couple Wang and Dr. Strange together. What's up, Mr. Rick? I was going to say you're up early, but I forgot I've moved my time, so now it's only 9 o'clock your time. So that's not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and open bags 1 through 4, just to get, because that's what I want to get accomplished today. So if I have it on the table, I am less likely to walk away. Which unfortunately is making me have pretty large piles today. Rick, I've got a video coming out, I believe it'll be Thursday, for your box. Thank you. Thank you for the extras. Can't get too many more things on the table. I'm sorry, the first build looks like it takes a whole bunch of these pieces away. Yeah, I don't sleep a lot anymore, Rick. I don't know why. I get, like last night I went to bed at midnight. Last time I saw the clock it was about 1:15. The next time I saw the clock it was 2:30. I got up and went downstairs to kind of try and sleep in my chair. Next time I saw the clock it was 4. And then I went back upstairs and I actually did get about 2.5 hours of sleep solid. That was nice for me. I don't know what it is. I'm trying not to eat after 6 o'clock at night. I don't know. I need to do more exercise is the thing. The problem is it doesn't get dark here until after 8. So I'm gonna try and start going out at about 7 every night for like Orlando, that's horrible. For like a walk and see if I can't make myself tired. I don't know if that'll work. That's the other thing. The instructions need to be dumbass stupid for me, so I get it now. You know what? There's a lot of small pieces. I'll get to that when I get to that. Some of those Technic sets are so cool, but honestly, I'm not the great Lego builder. So I get frustrated with Technic sets as well pretty quickly. Oops, that doesn't go there. Hey, Kat. How you doing? I need twos. No. One of these. Where are my twosies? I know I have a whole pile of flat twos there. One of those. One of these and 6 of these. Well, that was quick. Mr. Rum!
What up, what up, what up?
How you doing?
Ghost Rider, permission to come aboard.
Of course, permission granted.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, how you doing, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, Kat, did he go for 2 hours today? What time did they start? That he's already home. Perhaps he's already finished his first day of school.
Oh, bless.
And it's 10 a.m. our time.
Oh, bless him. Is it what year group would that be, Kat? What year group is it? Is he in junior school? It's different over there. Is he in,
I believe he's in first grade or no, he's not in first grade. He's got to be at least in third.
Is he 12 or 13, I want to say?
No, Kat, how old is Raph? He started 4th grade, so he's got to be
4th grade.
But I forgot Kat homeschools.
9.5. 9.5. So, yeah, so that would be, we don't call them grades, but I think that would be primary school year 4. So, same number. And so that would be, no, that's not right. 9.5. You see, in England, you stay in primary school until you're 12. And then you go to secondary school. So He might be in the 3rd year if he was here at primary school. But he's definitely in the juniors. So in primary schools, you have infant, you have early years, infant, and then junior.
We used to do that, but now there got to be too many kids. So then they split it up into what's called elementary school. Well, kindergarten is first, and elementary school is usually grades 1 through 5. And then middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then 9, 10, 11, and 12 are generally a high school.
Yeah. The Earth Mum. This is one of Earth Mum's binds. So I've never done one of these Ninjago sets, but it's like a little Jeep thing, which looks quite cool. So I thought I'd come on and give this a go.
I've never understood Ninjaro. At first I thought it was some sort of steampunk version of like Japan, and now they have like rocket ships and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I'm now confused about what you're trying to do, and I've never seen any of the movies.
No, so, I don't know. It's over my head, but
yeah,
it looks like
I'm sure if I saw the movies or whatever, I'd understand what was going on.
I've just had my dinner from a local cafe called Black and White. It was a Moroccan wrap with spiced chicken. And these are my drinks. I thought I'd show you my typical my iced latte, which is like a daily routine for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a morning glory, which is looks horrible, but it's what is in it? Mint, apple juice. I think there's kale in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. It looks gross, but it is absolutely fantastic. So there you go. I thought I'd show you.
So one of those kind of good for you drinks I have is, it's like, oh, that looks horrible, but it actually tastes pretty good.
It does, yeah. It's I think without the lime and the mint, it would probably not taste good. But
yeah,
that's
mine has some sort of like I don't know, it's a vanilla or something in it. That helps it not taste horrible. Of course.
You have to excuse my arm as well. I've got arthritis, and it's psoriatic, and it's never affected my skin before. But this year, I've had a look at that on my arm. It's horrible. Wow. So I'm treating it at the moment. It's disappearing, but God, it's horrible. I keep wanting to scratch it. So apologies. I know it looks absolutely nasty, but it's going. So I just thought I'd clear that up in case you're wondering what the hell is wrong with Bob's arms. They're not normally like that. And that's the only place where it's weird. It's the only place where it's. Psoriatic arthritis is not nice, man. I only had it. Maybe the last 3 years. It just suddenly came out of nowhere, and it makes your joints inflame. So it was mainly my knees. My knees were just inflaming. All it's like. To be fair, I did batter like most of us battered my knees as a child playing football and rugby and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now I have to stop the inflammation. I have to inject myself each week with this bio drug called I think it's called etanercept or something. And it's not nice injecting yourself. It really isn't. So I'm supposed to do it every week, but I do cheat sometimes and suffer the pain instead. But I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to in needles, and I actually passed out in hospital once having blood taken. I was such a wimp.
Jeez. I've never had a problem with needles, really. Since my accident as a kid, anything that gets anywhere near my eyes, I flip out about.
Oh, really? What happened to your eyes?
When they like try, even like when they do drops, it flips out. I don't like it.
What happened to your eyes then, G?
When I was 7, I had a nail go through my left eye.
Oh,
so
shit.
I basically don't have a left eye. It's there, but it's not very functional.
God, I never noticed. I actually never even noticed. You can't tell.
That's why I kind of look side. It looks like I'm looking sideways sometimes. It's because I'm using my other eye to center people.
Oh, I actually never really noticed. Now you're saying it, I can kind of think, yeah, maybe, but it isn't obvious. It really isn't obvious.
So,
that's nice.
See, to me, I'm looking dead center into the camera.
Yeah,
this would actually be dead center if I had both my eyes.
So now you're mentioning it, I do notice you turn your head from side to side sometimes. So it's only now that you've said it. Earth Mum got me this. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
See all the.
Jesus.
It doesn't sit properly anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's tried to focus on things and it can't.
Stop it, Ghost. I'm going to go to sleep. That's crazy looking. You can't tell normally, and now all I can see is your eyes.
See?
Yeah. Earth Mum got me this. It's called. What is it called? E45, and I don't know what it is. This cream, and it's absolutely brilliant because this had flared up, and now they're kind of disappearing. I've been putting it on every day, and they're kind of disappearing. So it seems to be working. This is like the medical show. Welcome to Ghost and Salacious, and Doctor Ghosts, and
I'm gonna need you to bend over.
Yeah, and cough. Pull your trousers down and cough, please.
Oh, Rolando, I didn't know that. Rolando lost his left eye in 2nd grade.
No way, that's crazy.
So I don't have any, but he lost it.
Wow.
So he has an artificial eye. Mine gives me a kind of permanent version of double vision.
Yeah.
Blaze.
Darth Blaze. Darth Blaze is in the house. I'll tell you what's in this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, have I gone slow? Yes, Shadow. This is what I drink almost every day. I have to have a nice latte every single day. Goes without saying. It's like standard fare for me. And this is called Morning Glory or something. It looks absolutely nasty, I know, and all the juices sink into the bottom. Look, but it is good for you. It's full of stuff. It's full of green stuff. Mints, lime. I think there's kale in there. Probably spinach of some sort. All kinds of nasty stuff. But it's the mint and the lime juice, which you can see sink into the bottom, actually makes it taste a little bit like a mojito. Without that, it'd be absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I do think 1 or 2 of those a day. I've kind of got addicted. I'm having to not have so many because I think I was having too many, and the acid's not great. The acid from
How
the
many
lime
calories
juice
are
is
they
not
a
great.
piece?
Honestly, don't know. Don't know. I know they're good for you, but you can have too much. It's all proper like blended like fruits and veg. It's not like processed or anything, but I know you can have too much. It is possible to have too much. I got an addiction to fruit. I had an addiction to fruit juices, which is not good. It's one of the things I've cut out. Doesn't look like puke. It's very tasty. It looks like puke.
Well, see, that's what mine looks like. It looks like it's a green. It looks like basically they're taking grass shavings and put them in there.
Yeah, it's a bit earthy.
Chunky.
Right. So I'm organizing my stuff like G-Force, and following the G's lead, being organized. It's nice being off work. I haven't got to worry about just responding to the odd email, and I have got to go in on Wednesday, so I've got tomorrow off as well. I've been watching the auctions today. Blue Harvest Blue's been streaming auctions, and I almost pulled the trigger on a couple of G1 Transformers today, but they weren't quite complete. There's a Vectis auction tomorrow, so we shall see.
Yeah. I do like watching those. Because I can't bid, of course. So.
Well, if there's ever anything that you want, I mean, you just have to say.
That saves me money. Which I have to really start paying attention to.
Ooh, Hulk Hogan's gone. Yeah, I think I may transition more to just doing. I want to say not. I don't think I can ever say not, but buying less modern stuff, less pre-orders, less modern. I'm already doing less pre-orders anyway, but less modern stuff and more vintage and cheaper. Just like yard sale, boot sale. I've been looking at I've been looking back on Gumtree. I don't know if you have Gumtree or you probably have Craigslist or something similar.
Yeah, it's on Craigslist.
It's amazing what deals you can get on those sites. Facebook Marketplace is actually pretty good over here. There's a guy in Worcester at the moment in Worcestershire, where I abode, and he's selling an absolute ton of used Star Wars Lego sets.
Ooh.
I mean, he's made them up, but he's still got the boxes and the instructions.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking, rather than buying like full price Lego sets, it makes sense to get them second hand and just disassemble it and then reassemble it. Especially when you get sets.
That's what Shanty was doing.
Yeah,
she
is that right?
I think Batman sets.
Yeah, but I think she bought them. Didn't she?
She bought those new, but then she had built them and then didn't have space and disassembled them.
So I'm thinking about getting used sets, disassembling them, just giving them a bit of a clean, and then reassembling them at, like, if you can get like them at like a third the price, then it kind of makes sense to do that.
If you can, that's amazing, because here, even open Legos, if they're a retired one or something like that, man, they're expensive.
Yeah, some of them appreciate, don't they? I'm not going to lie, some of them.
Well, they tell you that by weight, retired Lego sets can be worth as much as gold.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty much there with the lineup for Cat's stream.
Okay, cool.
So I think the final piece of the jigsaw, I think we've sorted. So it's looking like we've got we're kicking off obviously with myself and Cat. Well, not myself, Blobby and Cat going at each other. Not at each other, but starting off the puzzle war. But Left Coast is going to host that bit, so that's going to be fun. And he's sponsoring the event as well, and he's going to put up some pins and stuff to be auctioned. So that's cool. That's really good of him. So he's kind of like going to guest host the first hour. But that's that means there's only 3 of us in the stream, though, Ghost. So I know you expressed an interest of staying in the stream longer and doing some puzzles yourself. So if you want to,
I will be building Diagon Alley.
Awesome.
So and it's either a 6,000 piece set or it's 3,000, and I plan to build for the whole 12 hours.
So I was thinking you could either, like in terms of like the story of the puzzle war, pick a side, or you could be maybe a referee, and you know, a referee throughout the night between the dark and the light side.
Yeah.
Then hour 2. So if we're doing by hours, it's Monkey Lizard Hangout. So that's Salacious and Shabby Geek. But obviously, Cat will stay in the stream, and there's still room for you to stay in the stream as well, so that's cool. And then 3rd hour, it's Stu from from Universal Collector, interviewing Cat, which will be nice. A nice thing for Cat, I think. Then what is it then? Then it's the toy duo. So I'm not sure who Vern has got coming on, but I'm going to ask him to make sure he gets, if it's okay with him, he brings in a wide variety of people so we're not doubling up. Which I'm sure he will anyway. And then what have we got next? I think it's Culture Cast. That's going to be crazy because we've got the normal Culture Cast crew, so Brian and Tubbs, but they've also got Action Pop Dad, Bazza, and Peaky Arrow coming on. So it's kind of like an Englishman and an Irishman special. Oh, the toy auction. That was it. There's the toy. We've managed to squeeze in a toy auction. So GeForce. Well, basically GeForce Super John, and I was hoping yourself and Chip would get involved in hosting that.
Sure.
There's loads of donations already being made, so I'm getting thumbnails of all of them made, so that we can put the thumbnail up, and then so that's going to be cool. There's Jeopardy, so we haven't worked out who's going to be playing Jeopardy. I was thinking it might be yourself. We'll have to speak to John about it, really. But it'd be good to get some other people involved that aren't, like, it'd be good if we could get Scuba Pete in.
Yeah.
Chip. Oh, I forgot about Chip. I think Chip is going to help guest host the auction and maybe even Jeopardy. It'd be good to get Scuba in the Jeopardy game, and also it'd be good if we can get Collecting McCall in there as well. I'd like to try and get Call involved. I don't know if he's free. I haven't asked him yet. I'm just spitballing ideas, really. But we've got the Aussies on board as well now. So the Aussies and the Kiwis are coming on to do an hour, the penultimate hour. And then the final hour, I've got Papa. Papa's coming on to guest host the final hour. Cool. So I think we've got like a really good spread across we've got quite a few. I can't think of too many people.
That's a good spread throughout the time zones.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, if anyone else out there that hears this or wants to get involved, let me know. Or if you don't want to be on the stream, but you'd like to donate something to the auction, like Mr. B's been
Hey, Rappy.
brilliant. He's donated load of stuff, and Stuart has, Peaky has, David World Toys has. So
Michael Reed has said he'll help.
As he might, I don't. He might be in the Aussie Kiwi stream, maybe. I don't know. So Pete and Ed 5 are sorting that out. But I said it'd be good if we could get Darth Muzzer, KOC, Jesse, or whoever basically from Down Under wants to get involved. Michael, any of the Down Under boys really that want to come on. All right. There you go, G-Force. Not quite fully color coordinated, but there we go. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure Michael will want to come on, Cat. So we've got tried to, I think the time zones will work out so that any of the Aussie and Kiwi board, that can come on.
Yeah. Huh. Damn it.
All right.
Where's my knife?
It is Blobby versus Cat Darkside, but yes. Yeah, we'll go with that. Darkside be perv side. That's right. In fact, speaking of Mr. Blobby, now you've mentioned it. There we go. That's for you, Chip. And that's for Cat. There we go. There we go. Alright.
Shut up, you! Got this. Open the window to my computer room, and there's this squirrel sitting on a tree right outside my window, just staring in at me and squeaking.
Oh, I like squirrels.
Well, I like squirrels too, but he's being annoying. If he wasn't being annoying, he might get a treat. Before I had that big tree cut down in my front yard, they all lived in it. And now they don't, of course, anymore. And so they can be quite, well, a lot of them are pissed, honestly. Oh. They all moved to a different tree, but it's not as nice of a tree. Okay. Right, there we go. There's a I don't know what his name is, but there's a Ninjago person. Nice.
God, you got loads of swords in this pack. You're gonna make me throw at my breakfast. What? This will make you feel better.
It's randomly the pig-like nose that always throws me off.
Cuddles. You can have Pervy Super John if you prefer. I'm on the Jeep. What's that piece? 6. Where's the 6? Where's the 6? I literally do not have one. That is crazy. The first piece I need, it's not in there. That is not in there. Oh, there it is. Mr. Rez, he's not a demon. He's a loving
person. His name is Bloby.
Yeah, real person. He's loving. He's giving. Thoughtful. He's a giver.
It's funny. I wouldn't have thought of him as a giver. I would have thought of him as a catcher.
He's definitely a giver. You might not want what he's giving.
No.
But he'll give it to you. Alright, let's get some of this iced coffee. Have you been playing? Have you played any Diablo? Your computer is your computer still down?
No, I got
you got the PS5.
I got the PS5.
Yeah,
I got it all loaded up. It's like
cool.
playing a completely different game.
Yeah,
because it moves so quickly.
Yeah,
and now I see how you guys get places before me on your horses. Because man, my horse just runs like the wind.
What score is your character?
I'm still playing my Necromancer.
What level are you at with him?
72.
Oh, you're ahead of me. I don't know how you do it. I'm still 62.
I'm gonna play more today once I'm done with this.
I know.
But, they got chats broke. John says
the chat's broke.
Yeah, he says that somehow they broke clan chat.
Did they?
Yeah, because I've tried to get on every time ever since I got this thing hooked up to let John know that it's all hooked up and it's working and it's good, and it won't let you click onto clan chat to talk.
Oh, I was on the other day trying to.
Yeah, he says that ever since the whatever big patch they recently did, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
So.
Check that out.
So now I'll be back on later today. I actually had I've been playing on the real game a little. So I took my guy from. I started a new Necromancer to see how that build works in the real world. And before I changed all my stuff, I went from 18 to 25 in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it just, even in the other game, I would love a couple things to move over from seasonal, but I don't want gear. I want those heart things to move over. But
I played a couple of rounds of golf the other day to get some XP on my player in case we have another round.
I downloaded that, so I've actually never owned a golf game since Mario Golf on whatever system that was.
They're actually a lot of fun, especially if there's a group of you.
I want to think that was actually Game Boy, but.
1.1.1 broke it. Okay. Yeah, I desperately need to get up to level 70. I'm on 62. I think I'm close to 63.
So, well, if everybody gets on later today, we could drag you through some World 4 dungeons.
Well, I've done the campaign. Yeah, it's just dungeons and side quests, really. And yeah.
Because John's at almost 80, so I mean he's so far ahead of us now. It's
I noticed he watched we did a video earlier. He's even got another character. I think he's done a.
Yeah, he made a. I think he made a barbarian.
Yeah, it's the werewolf one. The werewolf one, yeah.
Oh yeah, druids then.
That's right, Shadow. I've learned from the master. Learned from the tunnel himself.
Yeah, he says that the party chat still works, but not. You have to use PS chat.
Is Chip at work? Is Chip working?
Chip's always at work because he mostly works at home.
Yeah.
He was on this morning. Whenever I get up, I check and see who was on in case I want to play a little before I do this.
Here you go, Cat. This is what I'm building. I don't know what Ninjago is really, but Earth Mum always looks out for toys and Lego. Like, if she sees stuff reduced in the supermarkets or anything, she always drops little sets off for her. But she's lovely like that as Earth Mum. And she found this. I think she got it for a couple of quid in a sale bin or something in a supermarket. Yeah. So I thought I'd have a go on building this. I like the vehicles. I think my aim, I think, eventually is to build a little racetrack for all the vehicles, and then have a stand for all the minifigures, like a spectator stand, to house all the minifigs. Shadow's working in bed, lying down and watching you guys. Oh, you're not very well, Shadow. You're having a rest.
So you're not enjoying yourself while laying down and watching.
Yeah, I'm glad you. For once, it's you that's gone now. I did think that straight away.
I knew you wanted to, so I thought I'd just pull the trigger first.
I think Salacious is having an impact on you, Ghosts, because you're normally the gentleman out of the pair of us.
Oh, Cat's watching a little murder porn. Nice.
True crime. I don't think I've seen that.
Which one were you watching, Cat? I like a good bit of murder porn.
I like detective shows like Poirot, or the HBO ones are always good. What was the HBO one with Matthew McConaughey?
That was actually called True Crime.
Was that True Crime?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was actually called True Crime.
Oh, that was brilliant. Well, they're in New Orleans. They're in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That is such a good show. Wow, that was, and it was like there's like that crazy, freaky family, and the guy that mowed the lawns was killed. That was crazy, man.
Yeah,
really, really freaky. And Matthew McConaughey has like acid flashbacks, doesn't he, throughout the show? Mm-hmm. It's weird. Proper good soundtrack on that show as well. Is that True Crime?
I love those, but I like the documentary ones as well.
Yeah,
there's one called See No Evil where they use surveillance cameras and stuff around the crime scene to try and figure out what happened. And there's outcry, and there's all kinds of these. Well, we have 3 whole channels that are nothing but like true crime stuff.
Yeah.
Have we gotten pictures of this new puppy yet that Shadow supposedly has?
I didn't know he had one.
Oh, Signs of a Psychopath. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've added it to a queue, but I haven't started watching it yet. Deadly Women is a good one. First 48.
Deadly Women.
Yeah. Well, they have one about deadly dentists and doctors, and there's even one about deadly priests.
Jesus.
The first 48 is about, of course, the first 48 hours of the investigation into a missing person or a murder, because those are the most important. So, Snapped, that's a good one. Till Death Do Us Part, that's another good one.
That's a comedy sitcom over here.
Yeah, it was. Over here, it's a true crime story. It's a good one if it says, in Miami, Florida, or in Northwest Florida. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Crazy Florida people.
We're going to take this apart and redo it.
I had to take the floor apart once because I put one piece in incorrectly and it made half this whole thing off center. I wanted to cry, but everybody was here, so I didn't. Twos. One. Oh yeah, Undercover Underage. That was a good one.
Oh.
Gee, it's not that you're watching, for information about true crimes. It's homework, and you're trying to see if you're there yet, if they're on to you. There are quite a few people over here that don't want those shows on TV because they actually do think they're helping. Some police think they're actually helping people become better criminals.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're, I remember that. Even back in the into the Victorian era, police were pissed that people were being told that they could do fingerprints, because now they found that the criminals would wear gloves so that they couldn't be caught.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea to advertise your tactics. A little bit like warfare, really. You don't really want to let your opponent know what you're doing. Not the best idea to give away.
Threes go 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's wrong. I've done that wrong. That goes there. That goes there. Boom, boom, boom. G4 says, so far I have 2 for sure, and potentially 4 more figures for the auction. That's awesome, G. So we also have, I'll send you, I'll make a little group for the auctioneers, and I'll a little chat group for the auctioneers, so we can coordinate how we're going to do it. But I'll make sure we've got a thumbnail for all of the lots. But I think we're going to have plenty. Although it's always helpful to reach out to anybody and ask, if anyone's interested. Get the word out there if anyone's interested in donating anything, because so there's a couple of people I've got in mind. I was gonna ask, see if they wanted to be involved. But
there's one guy. He has a show out of Colorado Springs, where Cat is. He was a detective for 30 years or more. So it's called Homicide Hunter, and that's another good true crime one. Not as grisly as some of the others, simply because we don't really, it's not as bad.
Homicide Hunter.
Well, where in the hell? Damn it. I can't see it. So, place it. Not.
Right, what am I doing now? Those pieces. Any more? There. Or whatever. I missed the show, the live, but I saw a little bit of the rerun of Cool and Super John talking about aliens. My God, that is absolute genius. I'm gonna set aside some time to watch that. Listen to the craziness. What legends, absolute legends. That's just the perfect show for John, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alien talk, Super John. From the creative mind of Super Awesome John and collecting with Cool. Aliens, are they real or not? Are they amongst us? Tonight, we will find out. Rosaf. Hey, Rosaf. I'm Pete. How you doing, Pete? I watched your Instagram. Pete, how do you... Pete puts out his car boot sale videos, like his pickups, and he puts them out on YouTube. I normally watch your videos, Pete. I don't always comment, I know, but I do watch your pickup videos on YouTube. But I noticed you streamed to Instagram, because I saw your latest one on Instagram, and you said in the video, "Oh, I'm streaming to YouTube and Instagram." How are you streaming to Instagram? Because I don't know what, like, you can't from StreamYard. I don't think you can only.
No.
So how are you?
I mean, you can do. I don't know. I think you can do Instagram Live.
Can you? What, from
I
StreamYard?
think so? No, from your phone.
But he was simulcasting to YouTube as well, I think. Anyway, Pete's in the chat. Let us know, Pete. I was
Pete, how do we do that?
curious as to how you were doing that. Hey, Rosaf. Pete says, use my PC to YouTube and phone. Oh, so were they different streams, Pete? Were they actually different? They must have been different streams then. Okay, this blobby needs a bit of a clean, actually. It's got mucky. How have you got so mucky? Where's my... I'll give you a clean in a minute. Blobby. Do them both at the same time. Try and put cameras next to each other. That's a bloody sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, just put your... Well, I suppose I record for no, I don't. I use my webcam for my. Yeah, that's an option. Could have the camera on the tripod next to the webcam. Pete, you're a beautiful man. Good idea. Bloody good idea, Pete. I'm just a monkey lizard. With my friends. I'm just a monkey lizard. You said no. It never ends. Well, that's that. It's just coming together.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Oh.
Oops.
Let's do that. I've got to put a sticker on. Perfect. First time. How about that? A roll today. Bob's on a roll. He's flying. Oh, Bob. I love watching those American police chases, the live ones. They're crazy. I was watching one the other day, and this murder suspect was in this. I think it was in LA, and the police didn't want to touch him, so he was just going for miles, going onto the freeway and then getting off, and it took about an hour before they got him. But I mean, they got him, and then they shot his car up. I think his tires came off or something, and they all jumped out and just shot the hell out of his car, and then pulled him out. Absolutely nuts. We don't really get anything like that.
Well, I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of the roads there. Apart from the main highways, you can't have a high-speed chase in England. You get off the road and suddenly run into a tractor, and you'd have to pull over.
Yeah, it's normally some like young lad stealing a Fiesta and having a little razz around the estate, and by about the fourth corner, he's driven he's driven into a brick wall or another car, and then that's it. It's over. So they don't tend to last too long, really. But yeah, you guys have got those huge roads. I mean, all your roads are massive. So
I saw one on like the M5 or something like that, and it went for a while. And then the guy getting chased just seemed to be bored and pulled over. Yeah.
Okay, received permission. Who are you getting permission from? Received permission. Who are you getting permission from, G? Received permission.
Yeah, Kat, I'm going to be out. We are on till noon, so for another hour. Well, and it helps that you guys don't have guns. So neither side is going to really shoot up people in England about stuff. Not saying your criminals aren't hard or anything, just, it's easier to capture them when you're not being shot at as a police officer.
We've got our fair share of nutcases, but it's normally... Well, it's only really in London or Manchester, the big cities, where you get knife. There's knife crime's not good.
Yeah, I remember that during the Olympics.
Yeah, it's only really the big cities, to be totally honest with you. It's it's spreading out a bit. It's but it's not. I don't think it's really comparable, to be totally honest.
No, I mean, it doesn't even compare to Chicago on a slow weekend.
Probably not. I mean, there's definitely like a fighting culture, but it's more like you have 10 pints when you're like 17 or 18, and you end up in a bit of a fist fight, and it's like a bad boxing match, basically. So there's that kind of thing, but there's probably, I would say, there's probably more of that over here than you have. Like
we have fights and stuff, but we don't have soccer hooligans.
No. So that's definitely, a historic thing we've got. It's related to pop culture, really, and like getting, like, you know, over drinking and getting into fist fights. So we've got all that, but it tends to end up. It normally ends up pretty daft because the contestants are normally blind drunk, and so it doesn't really, those fights don't really last too long, really, and
they're quite embarrassing for everybody.
They are pretty embarrassing, yeah. And if the police get you, they'll just put you in the nick, let you sleep it off, and then let you go in the morning. It's basically what they do.
They'll show you the video. They'll be like, "Look, now aren't you embarrassed?"
Yeah, they don't even do that. They just let you sweat it out, and then you're gone.
I've lost a whole pile of. Oh, they're there.
Yeah, we've got the gang. Yeah, we have gangs as well. As I was saying, yeah, there are like gangs, and the football gangs are called firms. So there are firms, like, they're pretty hardcore, but they tend really just to be. They fight when they go away to away matches, or they'll Well, there are inner city gangs as well, in like the big cities, London, Manchester, Birmingham. But I suppose the probably ones that are most comparable to your gangs will probably be the London and Birmingham and Manchester ones. But I don't even know, because we don't really have. It's knives. They have knives, and there's
knives and bats.
Yeah. There is an increasing amount of like machete attacks, which aren't good, but they tend to be in London. Really, you see the occasional one. I tell you the thing I don't like, which is definitely a recent thing that started in America, and we've had a little bit of it over here. It's this mass looting that's going on. It happened here a couple of days ago. That people put out a meetup short on TikTok, encouraging everyone to go to Oxford Street to go and mass loot JD Sports at 11 o'clock, and like 5,000 people turned up. The police just overwhelmed.
That's incitement. I mean, can't.
I know. So this whole TikTok thing is, and I think that really probably started. Well, I think you guys have a similar thing with that.
Well, what we have is that certain cities, Los Angeles, mostly in California, have decided that they're no longer going to prosecute any shoplifting under $900.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
So basically, you can go in and steal whatever you want, and as long as it's under $900, you'll pretty much get a misdemeanor, or they won't even bother with you.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that in our car boot sales, our flea markets and stuff, all this stuff people are stealing is showing up, and then they resell it all.
Yeah.
Madness. There was one the other day. Some guy took just a big trash can, like you put leaves in or something, and took it into this convenience store and just started filling it up with cigarettes and stuff. And the owner kept yelling at him, and he wouldn't stop. And this other guy had a big ass broom and started beating him with it. And the guy fell down on the ground. Yeah, they just kept beating him. Like, okay, now you guys have gone too far.
Yeah, I
don't mind it getting a good beating, but you guys kind of calm down.
No, I was all for it. There was he was a Sikh guy, wasn't it?
There's a couple of Sikh guys who just weren't going to take that shit anymore.
Exactly.
I was like, good on you, but at the same time, you're going to get in trouble. Because he'll turn around and he'll find a lawyer that will sue them and take their store.
That's crazy. That is even an option.
Oh, okay, that's why that was there. Oops. That's why I didn't put that on backwards. Nobody saw that.
How many
Okay.
times has left coast graphics been on the Canadian Cap Show? What's that mean?
We had a show here called Cops, and it was basically people doing ride-alongs and filming it, kind of like they do now. But it was a lot more tame back then, and so plus it's Canada, so I think it's kind of Canada runs on the Roadhouse rules, which is be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Yeah.
And then when they're not nice, those cops just take you down. I love watching it because it's like so un-Canadian to watch them do that. Because they're like talking a big game, and you're like, oh, come on, you're Canadian. What are you gonna do? And then that guy takes one step too many and just boom, down and out. There's the other one. Oops. I do watch. They do have one of those, like a cops show. Oh man, how did I mess this up? Fuck. All right, where's my extractor? There it is. That's set in. I don't think it's London. I think it's Manchester. And those are fun to watch because you're right. It's just a whole bunch of drunk people.
Yeah.
That are, you know. Okay, how have I fucked this up? I have fucked this up somehow.
Yeah.
I skipped an entire step. That's how. Oh my god, I've missed this step all the way down. So that's what happens. I get involved in the chat and I forget what I'm doing. I forget what step I was on. So I'm going to blame the chat.
Well, it's weird. Because back in, like, let's say the late 90s, or the 90s and the early noughties, like nightlife culture in England or in the UK in general was massive. Like they extended the opening hours, so basically clubs will be open to like 4 or even 6 in the morning at the weekends, and like there was like the cities and the towns were always rammed at a weekend. Hi, Kat. Always rammed at a weekend, like pubs rammed and people out in the streets and having a good time and being silly and getting Larry and whatnot. But the newer generations don't do that as much. You know, they don't go out drinking and stuff as much. People stay at home a bit more. And I was watching this weird show on YouTube the other day, and it was about there's a city here called Stoke-on-Trent, which is just north of Birmingham. It's a medium-sized city, maybe I don't know, maybe 300,000 people. You know, it's enough of the city to have its own nightlife and stuff. And you know, it was a former, it was an area of England called the Potteries because it was where all the famous ceramic houses were during the Industrial Revolution. Anyway, but they were doing this. They were doing a walk around at night now. At a weekend, and it's dead. absolutely dead, and loads of the shops have moved out, and the pubs are closed, and no one really goes out anymore in this particular area of Stoke. And they compared it to the 90s, where they had to pedestrianize the streets at night because it was so busy. So there's definitely a change. Like this generation, the Zoomer generation, they are a completely different generation to us that don't go out drinking all the time. They're not, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just observing the fact that it's our
Well, I
cities
think
have
it's
changed a
because
lot.
My generation and then yours, it was a new thing, really. I mean, you weren't, bars have pretty much stayed open until 2 a.m. or more here forever. But in the 70s, that's when they started doing it, and that's when our, culture started like that. But, I don't know. Of course, nobody my age goes out past like 9 because we're tired. And just, I want to go to bed. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's hard to explain why, because they do. I don't know. Well, I don't know if a lot of Zoomers go out. Period.
Yes.
When we do go to the bars, like on a Friday night or something, there's not a lot of younger people. There's millennials, and there's kind of older millennials, but we don't really see a lot of Zoomers in there. Cat goes out. Cat's a clubber.
This cat clubber.
Used to be.
Yeah, she's a clubber.
I used to go every Friday and Saturday night with my friends, or would go to like somebody's house and have a drinking party, lots of drinking games. But yeah, I used to go. My favorite bar. Well, there's 2 of them, but the one of them had a giant Jenga game that you play with wooden blocks. So that was a lot of fun to do. And then where I went out for my 21st. It's like 3 bars in one. So the front of the house has live music. The second room is like a dance party, and then the back is more like kind of like a chill, like there's couches and small tables and quieter and that kind of stuff. But that one I've always liked.
What kind of music did you like to listen to back then, Kat?
So I like. I gotta mute this. I like all sorts, so I'm not very picky on that. Except for I don't like modern country because it's not country to me.
Yeah.
I grew up with real country.
Exactly.
But I like all sorts. So it just depends on my mood. Sometimes it's K-pop songs. Other times, it's System of the Down or Andy Williams, or it just depends on my mood.
I would totally go to a bar that played System of the Down followed by Andy Williams.
Right? I mean, I think that's a winning combination. Throwing some little Nat King Cole in the mix and with some Metallica or something.
Because that's exactly how my computer works. I just put it on random, and it comes up with the oddest stuff.
Exactly.
I would like to go. We don't have them here, obviously, but I would like to go to one of your like are they called hoedown places where they're in lines and all the boys and the girls get
line
up.
dancing.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, there's there was, I don't know if it's still around, but they had a dress code. You could not wear shorts. You had to wear jeans, but it was called Cowboys, and they would play a lot of that stuff or do the line dancing there. I went once. I didn't care for the people that were there. I was like, y'all are douches, so I don't like it there. But no, there was a lot of different. It just depends on what kind of vibe you're going for that night,
Okay, when you come, I'll take you to the Grizzly Rose rum.
Is that like? Can I wear a cowboy hat?
Yeah, you can wear a cowboy hat, and you can get out there and you can watch them do all the line dancing.
In Colorado, you don't need an excuse to wear cowboy. You can wear it anywhere.
Yeah.
Really? Does people wear cowboy hats in Colorado?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do
Oh
they?
Everywhere.
yeah. It's a huge. My dad has 5 cowboy hats. I have 3 cowboy hats from when I was little.
Yeah.
My mom has
Ah.
2. Rafi has 2. Because he steals some of mine, and then he bought one like Papa's, which is more of like a working hat. But yeah, we all have cowboy hats. Everybody has a cowboy hat, basically.
But if
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
have a
why.
cowboy hat, we need to get you one so that you can kind of
Yeah.
wear it down, so that you're not,
Fresh.
you don't stick out
Yeah.
Yeah. But
with
yeah,
a brand new cowboy hat.
it's not a like, oh my goodness, why is he wearing that? It's a very, oh, he's from Colorado. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm up for rocking some Levi's and some cowboy boots.
You'll fit right in. That's how everybody. There's so many people that dress like that. Rocky
Yeah,
wanted
I'm
boots
up
like
for that.
his grandfather, because my dad has boots that are red and red or black with red stitching on it and a pattern. So he's like, Mom, I want boots like Papa. So I'll have to find him boots like that. And then the last pair of boots we got him had lightning strikes on them.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Still.
He outgrew them, so I have to buy him new ones now. But yeah, that's a very normal thing for people.
I don't know why, but I never associated that wrongly. This is how perception. I never associated that with a state like Colorado.
Mhm.
I don't know
Well,
why.
we started as a big ranching kind of thing, and then we switched to mining, of course,
Yeah.
and then back to ranching, and then now we're kind of tech and petrol.
Tech, really? Is the petrol
Yeah.
shale? Is the petrol shale? Are you part of the shale?
We do some shale stuff, but it was real oil for quite a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you heard of the show Dynasty in
Yeah.
the 80s? That was all based in Denver.
Yeah, Dynasty and Dallas were 2 staples like growing up.
Yeah.
No, that was Colorado. Was it? I always thought that was like Texas. You know.
No, Dallas was in Texas,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Dynasty was set here.
Yeah. Interesting.
And so were if you ever watched him, the later all the Perry Mason movies, when he came back.
That was in my city.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was in. So we have a newer courthouse and an old school courthouse, and he filmed in the old school courthouse. So it's still up. Yeah. There was, I forget which what famous movie, but we have a really ritzy resort here called the Broadmoor, and I forget what film, but a guy in a film fell from the bell tower, and I forget what movie it was.
I don't remember. Of course, the most famous movie set here is The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, the Overlook. Was that
The Stanley.
Is it called the Overlook in real life?
No, it's
No.
well, in real life, it's called the Stanley Hotel.
The Stanley.
Yeah.
Crazy. And is it a burial ground like it is in the movie?
Well, there are probably burials on it, but it's
Yeah.
mostly murders, suicides,
You know, your
that
basic,
kind of thing.
your basic
You know, the
true
basics.
crime site.
Yeah, your basic haunting hotels.
Yeah.
And is there a maze?
They're growing a maze now. They had one, but it died, and so now they're growing a completely new one.
Yep. If you like that kind of stuff, in Manitou Springs, which is on the west side of town for me, it's got a lot of like antique homes and all that. They have a ton of those on the side of the mountain. If you like that kind of thing, come to Manitou Springs.
Mm.
And we'll take you to
And
Cave of the Winds.
There's a Mountain Man store where you can look like, half Chewbacca, half man, or, Jeremiah Johnson. You can get fitted for there. They'll have hats, cowboy hats there too.
Mhm.
Or in a shop right next door, across the street, is Bigfoot City. I got my Bigfoot t-shirt from there.
Do you guys have any like like geothermal springs?
Yes. They're
Yes, that's what
amazing.
Colorado
Yes.
Springs is for.
And can you get in there? Can you go
Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
Oh, I like to do that.
They're amazing. I've only been once. I forget where we went. It was like 4 hours away, but it had 4 different temperatures, and it was just so amazing and so relaxing. I highly recommend that.
Yeah. I went to one in Hungary. There's
one of the reasons Colorado Springs even exists.
Right.
After the mining collapsed, they did that.
Yeah.
Do they do mud? Do you have mud? Do you have mud? Do they do like mud?
I'm sure they've got a mud bath.
We did. I don't know if it's still around, but I know we did have one.
There's a place in Hungary called Lake Hiviz. It's the largest geothermal lake in Europe, and they've got springs all around there. And there's one you can go to. It's really famous. It's full of naked German people. All the Germans love to go there and take their clothes off. German people in general like to be naked. I find like I have a bit of an affinity with our German friends. And they're always getting their kit off. But they've got the spring that you can go in, which is amazing. And then they have like the mud rooms as well, where some crazy Hungarian woman will rub mud all over. Oh, they put you in a wrap, I think, and then they shove you in a load of mud, and then you're trapped in this like sarcophagus for about an hour, steaming to death, basically. But that's a lot of fun. But yeah, I think you find. I was still pulling mud out of my crevices for about a week after that.
That's funny. I just got an alert or an email from. Do you guys know? Oh crap! Now what is it called? It's that wine and painting thing.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called. But you drink wine and you paint, whatever. Well, I just got an email from them saying, hey, we're having a Star Wars trivia night. And so we're going to be doing like landscape with like Star Wars painted into it, plus a trivia night to win prizes.
Cool. Ooh. I did, last time we did that, I did Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Nice.
Somebody added what is this? Wine and trivia.
Yeah, so it's let me find it.
Wine and trivia.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You go and you sit, and they give you an easel and paints.
Really?
And, yeah.
Ooh. That.
Normally they don't do the trivia nights, but they're having like a special thing, and I don't know why it's. Let's see.
It would strike me that drinking whilst painting is probably...
Oh, that's a huge thing.
Not the ideal. Oh, hello, cat. Hello, black cat.
Cat. That's her box.
Kitty Sapphire.
Yeah, we actually do have a city here called Idaho Springs that also has hot springs.
That sounds good to me. The springs sound good. I haven't been to Iceland yet. That's on my list.
I think those hot springs are a little too hot.
Lando, yeah, that's up in Denver. You can still go to the house and get pictures with them. The Mork and Mindy house.
Yep.
I think it's in Aurora, right?
Somewhere over here.
Yeah.
That Dumb and Dumber was filmed here. So was Vacation and Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
Back before we were taken over, we used to have pretty good tax deductions, kind of like Georgia does now, for film production. So we had a ton of film production here.
Oh.
And then They came in and took those away, and guess what? What a surprise! Hollywood took their money somewhere else.
Who took them
There
away?
was
The government.
there was, I don't remember which one it was, but it was a Robert Redford and who's that chick who's always with? She was an electric horse, Jane Fonda. They did a movie for Netflix. I think it was around 2017, 2018. And they, hey, get off my TV. I'm sorry. Don't do that. You're gonna, no. Thank you. But they filmed a Netflix right across the street from my best friend's house.
Nice.
Yeah, they said that they would camp out at night in the chairs and just watch them filming, and then Robert Redford and Jane Fonda would always come out and talk to all the neighbors and hang out and stuff between scenes.
That's cool.
Yeah. I should watch that movie. I don't know why. Kitty, leave the light alone. Get up, get down. Thank you.
That cat just comes in and causes trouble.
She's bored because her brothers are passed out in the cat castle, and she wants to play because she took a nap sooner than them, and so now she's going everywhere, looking for trouble.
We went and saw the 50th anniversary edition of Enter the Dragon last night.
Oh, how is that in the theater?
It was pretty good. I've never actually seen a Bruce Lee movie on the big screen.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. I didn't remember it being as slow as it actually is, as far as getting going. But it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And then we saw a trailer for the next one they're doing, which is the 30th or 35th anniversary of They Live.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're going to go see that next.
Aww.
I used to be obsessed with Bruce Lee.
I love watching the Ip Man movies.
Oh yeah, Donnie Yen.
I love him, and
he's
I
cool.
always forget his name. So to me, I always call him Ip Man, but I absolutely just love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so good to watch. He's so entertaining.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty much one of the best parts of Rogue One.
Right.
I overall, I really liked Rogue One, but he was definitely a standout.
I liked him in the live action Mulan as the captain.
That's actually the most interesting bit so far in Jedi Survivor. Is they've gone back to Jeddah and they're looking inside the temple before it was destroyed, and you know those crazy weird like Force acolyte people with the crazy hats. There's those guys and the Guardians of the Wills or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Hmm. 33.
Alright, I'm gonna do it. Come right back.
Small little stupid touches like this that make me think it's funny. So you've got this one that says, "Join us at Shield." And it's got a little Nick Fury, but then next to it, it's got, "Feeling hungry? Try Shawarma King."
Shawarma.
I heard shawarma's really good.
It's basically a kebab.
Kebab.
Another word for kebab, really.
Oh, that makes
I
me
have
want
never had a kebab.
What?
Oh, they're delicious.
Oh my god. Have you had a gyros before?
A gyro? Yeah.
That's basically a kebab.
There used to be a great Greek restaurant not too far from me, and then they closed down during the pandemic, but they were the best Greek food in town, I think.
There was a couple Indian restaurants not too far from me, and unfortunately they too didn't survive COVID.
Yeah. You know what's really good? If you like Jamaican food, Rasta pasta.
I have not had a lot of Jamaican food.
Oh my goodness. The pasta, the Jamaican pasta, oh my gosh. It is delicious. Delicious. So it's just literally only pasta that he sells, but it's just all Jamaican flavors. It's the best kind of pasta ever. That one I haven't been to since before COVID. So I think they're still around, but
we had a couple. Our neighborhood's was really diverse. We had some Korean places and some Ethiopian restaurants and a whole bunch of stuff. And so many of them were just small businesses that could not survive being shut down. And they couldn't make the changeover to, where's that go? Oh wait, wrong spot. To like delivery and stuff.
Yeah. We had my favorite food is Korean spicy chicken dakgui. I absolutely just love it. It's so good. It's so spicy. And there's this one place, Taste of Korea, and they were, like I said, the best Korean restaurant that I had found. Well, I went and ordered them, and it was the most disgusting thing in the world. I was like, what happened? So I called them. They sold the place, and the new owners could care less about it. So it basically closed down because nobody would go to, because they kept going to it thinking it was the old owners. So they ran it into the ground. But it was the best one. And I keep trying to find, there's some other Korean places around that I've tried. It's not the same. It's okay, but I wish I could find a better Korean restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not a huge vegetable eater, Orlando, so I've never been really good with egg rolls.
That just sounds weird to me, what you just said.
What, I don't like vegetables?
You don't like vegetables, so you don't eat egg rolls? It's like, where's
because they're full of cabbage and stuff like that.
It's not an egg roll.
Oh, it is here.
Roll. I know, that's what I mean. It's funny that you've said that you call them egg rolls. Because they call them spring rolls here because they've got spring vegetables in them. Egg rolls. I always hear that on TV. So why is it called an egg roll? Why is it called an egg roll?
Egg rolls are bigger. Spring rolls are smaller and don't have meat in them. But they just get lumped all together, basically.
Alright, that's that.
Okay, I'm not sure which typewriter this is, but
that's cool.
It was probably one of those things when the things started becoming popular. White America couldn't tell didn't understand the difference, and so they lumped them all together, and now they're just stuck like that on menus.
Yeah.
Like General Tso's chicken is exactly the same as sesame chicken, but for some reason,
Yeah.
there they are, two separate items.
Tell you what, this Ninjago thing's pretty good. Share in a minute.
Yeah, it was like one of those real small bag ones. But it was a little, and it came with two of them. So Rafi had one and I went in. But it was really cute. It was fun for him. It was just a little guy on a little. It kind of looked like one of those swamp boats, with the big fan in the back. But cute little sets.
Yeah, this thing's got a suspension. There we go. This is what a Ninjago Jeep looks like. See, Bob did that in 1 hour and 40 minutes. See, when Salacious isn't around.
Good job. Oh, that's really cute. I like that.
Pretty cute. It's got working suspension.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I don't know what
small little
Ninjago
touches
is.
they don't need to do that make the set so cool.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, babe?
Doesn't look like any Jeep I know, but it will.
You're making all that stuff. I'll pick that up.
Will join the collection.
Then that thing by Grogu's ears.
See if Mr. Blobby's impressed.
Are you looking for the paper?
Mr.
Hey,
Blobby is
don't ruin
impressed.
that. Let's make up. Alright, give me something. Go get a piece of paper and write it down again. And bring a marker or something.
Okay.
I see Josh Anderson has been buying up all of America's stock of Mr. Blobby figures.
Alright,
Craze is spreading.
Go get in the blue thing, the black container.
Thank you, Shadow.
It is. It's funny that we just
Any of
don't
them, honey.
really
Doesn't
have any.
matter.
Well, he's bought some carded stuff. Have you seen him on Twitter?
Wow, no, I have not yet. I'll have to look at it.
Ah, yeah, he's bought 3 or 4. He's bought a couple of carded and 3 or 4 loose out off the American eBay store.
Huh. Because I do go and look. I just don't ever.
The Blobby craze is spreading. I fear for Cat really, because I think Blobby's he's here to stay.
Some call it a craze, some call it an infection. It's hard to nail it down, really.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, what else do you want me to write down? Godzilla, Sonic, Superman, Transformers, Lightning McQueen, Cars. Beast Wars? Oh, Yellowstone?
So I have now been forced to watch all of Yellowstone and 1883 and 1923. The shows aren't bad.
That one. 1923, I haven't finished that one. There you go.
Well, neither have they.
Okay, go put that back. What do you say? You're welcome. He's found so he plays Roblox, and there's he stumbled on a Yellowstone where you can actually be like either a wolf or like elk or one of the animals in it. And so he'll be like running around, and all of a sudden there's a pack of wolves like chasing after him, and he's gotta run from them. Otherwise, he gets killed. Or there'll be like a car, and the car takes out a buffalo or something. But pretty funny. Right?
I'm sorry, there's nothing funnier on TikTok or anything than foreigners going up and trying to hug buffalo.
Oh,
I
root for the buffalo every time. I root.
Oh yeah.
Because they're morons. Absolute morons. They tell you, don't get out your car, don't do this. But,
there's signs everywhere.
Yeah. They don't care. This is all Vader's house.
Looking forward to Ahsoka, Cat, in 9 days? You an Ahsoka fan?
I am an Ahsoka fan.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a little thing with some other people on it, so that'll be fun. We do our first show on Thursday.
Who's that with?
I think it's Thursday. Yeah. Wow. I think it's safe to say. I think they mentioned it before. Anyway. If not, oh well. Scuba Pete and Paul, they invited me to do a reaction thing with them. So
no, I heard Paul was bringing that back, so that's cool.
Yeah, well, Bailey couldn't do it, and then he asked Scuba, "Hey, who do you want to work with?" And he's like, "I want to work with Cat." So we're gonna be doing stuff on Thursdays.
Very good.
Yeah.
And they've got Anakin back.
I know.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm a little excited for that.
Oh dear. They've de-aged him again by the looks of it.
In the end, I was sad I didn't get to go to Fan Expo and meet him. I really wanted to, but I just couldn't.
Considering all the abuse he got, he's such a cool guy, isn't he, Hayden? Really, I mean,
I'm so like I got choked up and teared up when he got so much support at this past celebration.
Yeah.
People for years hated him. Now I liked him before Star Wars because he was on this Canadian teenager show that we got to, and I was like, oh, who's that tall, drink a glass of water? Like, how you doing? So I was a huge fan of him before. And then I found out he was doing Star Wars, so I like flipped out even more. But I've always loved him. I've always loved the prequels. Everybody, like my whole family, we all love the prequels. And so I never thought it was fair, with him and all that kind of stuff. So for him to get so much love, it made me choke up. I'm glad he's finally getting what he deserved before.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was absolutely incredible, and people were. I always thought his performance in Revenge of the Sith was absolutely brilliant. I think Attack of the Clones, it was unfortunate that the script was a little bit like wooden. It wasn't like, it's not easy using that script that he got. It wasn't the best script.
No,
I still loved him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's still.
I don't care. He could do no wrong in my.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean,
if you look at his other movies out of Star Wars, Shattered Glass, absolutely brilliant. I loved him in that, and I can't think of offhand the one when he was with Jessica Alba when he did the surgery one. Absolutely one of my favorite movies. I absolutely loved it. I think he's a really talented guy.
So. I remember Jumper.
Yeah, watch Shattered Glass is really good. He portrayed a live guy that would lie about stories to write, and then it basically all came to a head of this. But he would write these fantastical, stuff, and then he got caught and stuff like that. But he did great in it. And he's a single dad now, single mom. Hey, how you
I wish they'd do something like that for Ahmad Best and Jake Lloyd.
Yes. Yeah. I was really happy when I got to see Ahmed Best when he got to, even though it was just like one season, but for the kids, that Jedi trial, like kind of like the Hidden Temple show.
Uh-huh.
And I bawled like a baby seeing that he saved Grogu. Like, and I was just like, that is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then I started laughing because I was like, but he had a Nabooian starship, so it was actually Jar Jar that saved him, so it all connects. And, like, I was a mess, but he didn't deserve it. I think Jake Lloyd got shafted too. Like, people suck. But I think they're very grateful for them now compared to the sequel trilogy.
Completely, yeah.
But no, I never had a problem. I mean, I was 13 when it came out. I never had a problem with Jar Jar. He was fine.
Jar Jar was one of my mom's favorites. In fact, when she saw episode 7, she was most upset that there were no Ewoks and that there was no Jar Jar.
Yep.
Do you think is this like a total, like, am I way off base here with the whole? Was there anything to the Darth Jar Jar thing? Do you reckon? Because do you see the episode 1 documentary, the official documentary that was on the special DVD, and George talks about how the second episode originally was going to be like the Adventures of Jar Jar or something. It had some weird names, and Jar Jar was going to be massive in it. It was going to be very Jar Jar centric, but but after the backlash of 1, they completely changed it. I'm sure the title was going to be The Adventures of Jar Jar or something weird like that.
I'm almost positive that was George trolling.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, there's no way that they were going to make a Star Wars movie just about Jar Jar at that point.
Have you seen the side-by-side footage though of you know that crazy scene where Jar Jar takes out 4 or 5 droids by being clumsy?
Yeah.
Have you seen the side-by-side footage of that and the Drunken Master?
Oh yeah.
No.
I mean, clearly. I mean,
so
George's
it's
influence.
But it's identical. It's like the fight choreography is identical. So the Drunken Master Cat, I don't know if you know it, but it's this old like kung fu movie.
I saw,
you see that?
Can do it.
Yeah, and his style is to confuse and discombobulate people by acting like you're stupid or dumb or drunk or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you're actually,
very skilled.
And and there's this scene where, and they do it side by side, and it's like identical. Like the moves are like almost identical.
I think because a lot of people are like, well, Padme is a dumb character. She doesn't do anything. I think that's why I love the Clone Wars series so much, because you see their characters so much more in depthly. So I feel like you get so many more layers with Padme now from the Clone Wars, and then I feel like that with Jar Jar, like when he was on where he was acting like he was wearing that cloak, and so people thought he was a Jedi and stuff like that, and then he ended up saving everybody. I agree with you. I think he's a lot smarter than he leads on.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. But I liked the clones because it added more to their characters. And I think, I don't know. I definitely, I don't think he's the Darth Jar Jar, but I think
is sending me naked.
What?
Share.
G-Force is sending me naked pictures of himself in Colorado. Can I share the screen?
I don't have bushes, so I know you can hear me, so it must be peeping up on Chris. Also, what didn't you know I was doing?
He said he was sending some pictures of young him when he was in Colorado Springs, or Glenwood Springs.
Oh, Glenwood Springs is nice. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely don't think the whole.
Oh, I can't show the pictures on the desktop. It's app only. That's strange.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't believe the whole
so rubbish. Instagram is such a rubbish app.
But He definitely does remind me of the whole drunken master thing, though. He's given that off. He's a lot smarter. He just plays the dumb idiot.
Well, and people are like, oh, he could come back and do this. No, we already know what happens to Jar Jar. We don't.
Listen, the guy that saved Grogu, he had the Naboo starfighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and why is Grogu obsessed with frogs? Because, I don't know, the guy that took care of him was obsessed with eating frogs? I mean, hello. He hit him in, what is it, Udaganga? Or whatever?
But unfortunately, we know that that's not true.
I know, but still. It's a nice
It
spot.
would be great headcanon, because I would like Jar Jar not to go out like he did in the books. But
I don't think about that.
Yeah.
I like my version better. That's how I do it. My version.
Oh, was that your
that
theory
was
that Grogu was hidden by the Gungans?
Yes,
Yeah.
because the guy Kelleran or whoever his name is, he had a Naboo ship. So where else is he gonna hide him? With the Gungans. It checks out in my
Who
head.
had a Naboo ship?
The guy that took Grogu. He takes off in that's a Naboo starfighter. Or not starfighter, but huh?
Ahmad Best in that episode.
Yeah, the guy.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you watch it, so that's why I was like,
Can't remember.
holy crap, Jar Jar saved Grogu. That's why he's obsessed with this. That makes sense. Checks out in my head.
I see.
Yeah.
And I don't think we technically know what happened to that Jedi yet,
We don't.
right?
If we do, I didn't hear anything.
Oh.
No one's home. Stop calling.
Do we have any Mr. Bean fans?
Yes, I
Of
love
course, Rowan Atkinson is the best.
Okay.
I loved his episode where he couldn't sleep, so he's counting sheep with a calculator, and then after he was done, he read the number, then fell asleep. Okay, so that's the Emperor's creepy eyes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hello? Hi, Nancy. A review? Yeah, they're doing a review for all my meds, so not surprising. Yeah.
Oops.
Let's just do Friday morning at time. It's fine. 10 till? 5 till. Okay, I can do that. This Friday, right? Okay, cool. I'll be there. Oh. What time on Monday? Let's actually do that, because that won't get the way, because this is his first week of school. Yeah.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, 10 milligrams.
Is Cat doing a drug deal on the...
Shh. Don't use words.
What?
No, I take 10 milligrams.
What the hell?
The cops will hear.
Get me a Henry VIII, please.
So what was your point about Mr. Bean?
I've just won an auction for a Mr. Bean bendy figure.
I've got that on my wall downstairs.
Oh, have you got one already? Oh, damn,
Yeah.
okay.
What depends? Is it on a red card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
He's pretty freaking sweet.
I'll go to someone else then.
Yes, that's perfect. Perfect. Sounds great. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, sounds good. All right, bye.
Okay.
My doctor, my primary, has to review my migraine medicine. Thanks.
Well, yeah, we thought you were doing a live drug deal. We thought you were buying.
No, I would have muted for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give those secrets away, but it's just migraine medicine. It's fine. My insurance is like, we don't want to pay for that. So I take a bunch of different stuff, but one of my migraine medicines that they just filled costs over $1,000.
What?
One of my pain meds that I have to take it every 12 hours, so twice a day, one in the morning, one at night. That costs $1,500.
What?
And they're like, hey, after this, so they won't fill that one because they're like, we want a review from your doctor saying she really does need it. And so then when I tried to refill my migraine medicine, they flagged it and said, hey, you need to talk to your doctor.
Prescription? That always pisses me off. I'm like, I didn't write my own prescription. Obviously, the doctor thinks I need it.
Yeah. So, look. So here, I saved them because it was ridiculous. So where is it? Right here. Okay. So this pain med's not so bad. $325. Okay. That's not so bad. Let's see. This one is. Oh, this one's only $11, so that's not bad. That's reasonable, right? This one for lidocaine ointment, right? Just a small tube, not very big. $253.49. A different medicine, $474.99. And then this one, $1,147 for pain meds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you. This might be controversial. I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see what you both say. So, America's the richest country in the world, right?
1,100. But it wasn't lying.
Wow. So this might be controversial, but it'd be interesting to see what you say. So, America's the richest country in the world. Yep. You also spend double the amount on the military than you do any other country.
Only 3%.
Yeah, we spend. Yeah, it's still like we spend 2%.
Well, you have to. It's a NATO thing.
Well, I think us and Poland are the only two countries that do actually do that.
Yeah.
Most of them.
You guys are the only ones who bother to pay their way.
Yeah, most of them only pay like less than 1% or less. So
yeah,
and that's a significant amount of money, by the way. That's not like for a small country. For smaller countries, that's a huge amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you rather maintain the military hegemony or have a healthcare system? Because I'm guessing that would be the cost. That's where the cost. That's where the difference is in the economies. It's like
not at all.
It must be. It must because our biggest expenditure annually on each budget each year is the health service by far. It's like it's the biggest budget out of all of them. So they aren't cheap having it's not a cheap thing. So I'm guessing like for a country the size of America to have one, you'd have to give up spending elsewhere. That's probably where you're probably spending that on the military is kind of what I'm getting at. So
not even remotely. They've said to switch us all 300 and some million of us to a system like that would cost twice what America makes in a year.
No.
Yes. Our biggest outputs, just like yours, are Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Those are the biggest parts of our budget.
Yeah, but it's not costing us double our what we. It's not costing.
Yeah, but you don't have 360 million people.
Yeah, we have 70
Plus an
million
extra
people.
million or so popping in
Yeah.
every year from down under.
Yeah, we have 70 million people, which, in equivalent, economy size, we're not too far off. Like 70 million on a small island, 300 across a big one. That's comparable. Like that's not a small amount of people, Ghost.
Well, no, it's not that you have less people or anything. It's just that's just not. I mean, it's not really feasible.
Well,
like California is about to test something like that, and they already said that just for California, it's going to cost upwards of $100 billion a year.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget.
The problem is not in covering the cost of healthcare. We could do that if they didn't charge $1,000 for a little thing of lidocaine.
Right. So I think the difference in our conversation is our health system is a public health system. It's not it's not, although there are private companies involved, the state runs it. So I guess if there was an equivalent state-run system, not a privatized system, because obviously private healthcare over here is bloody expensive. If you wanted private healthcare over here, you'd have similar bills to what you guys are paying. But I'm talking about a state-run public national.
The problem is that there's so much theft in the system we already have that it's hard to do.
Well, I suppose I'm just asking I'm just curious because it doesn't sound like there's much of a desire to even have that over there. There's
a desire.
So many people have to go without treatment or testing. Like my mom, before she was forced to retire, she needed to get a colonoscopy. Well, one was covered year as preventative, right? But if they thought something was wrong and she needed it, she would have to pay for it, and it would be like $1,800 out of pocket or something.
Oh yeah.
Colonoscopy, that wasn't. Remember, that's why you said you couldn't afford one, because it was like, never mind. What do you mean? Yeah, give me a minute. But she would have to pay out of pocket because it wasn't preventative, because they thought something was wrong, or my dad not being able to get certain stuff because his insurance would cover part of it, but he'd still have to come up with like $500, and he can't do that on Social Security. So for me, I've been suffering for 24 and a half years. If we had universal health care, I could have gotten help a lot sooner. Even though they didn't know what was wrong, I wouldn't have had to fight of, hey, do you guys take my insurance? No, great, I have to pay out of pocket, or I don't go see the doctor.
Yeah.
So no one likes paying tax, but I guess what I'm saying is the one tax that we have that I think most people don't mind paying is their national insurance, because that at least gives them free healthcare for life. And you can argue about the quality of it, but we don't have to pay thousands in prescription fees if we need antibiotics or whatnot.
Right. Then that starts another question about taxation. And here, we feel we're taxed enough that they shouldn't spend money on stupid things. They should spend money on a healthcare system.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So that's why I mentioned the military, because
no, we're busy protecting the planet, which I wish we wouldn't do. I would dissolve NATO. I would walk away from Europe. I would stop giving billions of dollars we don't have to the Ukraine. That kind of stuff is a waste of money. And
that's what I was asking. So you agree you would like to reduce your military budget in order to spend more money locally? That's exactly what I was asking, Ghost. Like,
if we would actually get to spend it locally.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is would we actually get to spend it, or would it once again get lied to, like we have been here in Colorado forever?
Or you could increase taxes slightly.
That's not going to happen.
But you could.
You could if, once again, we were promised, and it was in some sort of writing, that we were actually going to spend it on that.
Yeah.
In Colorado, we were tricked into legalizing marijuana because we were told that, first of all, it was only going to be medicinal. They were never going to use it for recreational, and that the money would go to schools.
Yeah.
As soon as it was passed, that was all changed so that the money went to a whole bunch of other programs that it wasn't supposed to go to. And then they went for legalization for that. And then they were like, no, we just want it for this. Then they went for legalization of mushrooms. And then they were going to try and legalize heroin. I was like, no. Ah, crap.
They're all backwards.
Made another mistake.
Yeah, it seems crazy to legalize recreational drugs, but you don't have a healthcare system to support people up.
And that was another reason they came up with was, well, now we need to raise money. We need to raise the tax on marijuana because now we need to have extra facilities for people who might be suffering from, something. We're like, we told you were going to need that. I don't know. The taxation and stuff here is just an absolute lie. And the Democrats here came up with a great way of getting around it. We have a system here in Colorado called TABOR, which is it's the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights. And we passed it in the late 80s, early 90s. And it deliberately stops the government from raising taxes without asking us. We have to vote on it. And where does this go? Oh, okay. Do we go there? Doesn't seem like that would fit. Oh, it does.
So Chip and I were doing an exercise the other day where we were comparing prices of stuff, and it didn't feel like, although there were slight differences, overall it didn't feel like the overall tax burden, because we have slightly different taxes, but it didn't feel like the overall tax burden was significantly different. Like, we have slightly more sales tax, value added, maybe like, well, it depends on the state, I think. But then is it like income tax, the thresholds seem fairly similar, I think. But you guys, so I don't know. It didn't feel like
so payroll taxes. The thing is
you got more state taxes as well. Like we
have state taxes and we have local taxes and we have city taxes and we have county taxes. So there's more taxes, and then when you die, all that you got gets taxed again. So your kids don't get it.
So I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure that you actually end up paying massively less in tax than we do. That's the point I'm just trying to make, really. I'm not sure that you do, really. I think it ends up fairly similar. Like, maybe your cost of living, like, I think gas is obviously a lot cheaper for you guys, but food seems to be variable by state. Like cost, like Chip pays for food compared to some other people, like other states seem quite different.
Gas and food is always going to be different state to state, city to city. I mean, heck, I drove around Aurora yesterday and saw at least 7 different prices for gas that ranged up to 20 cents difference.
Yeah. See, if you ask me, like, what would I like to give up over here, and what would I like to see more spending on? Like, I'm okay with our health service and would probably spend more, really. What's gone crazy over here over the last 10 years is the welfare budget. So we actually give huge tax rebates and taxes back for unemployment benefit or child benefit, or spend a huge amount of money on that, that's what I think that might be our second biggest after health, and that's just gone crazy. That's out of control, and it doesn't incentivize. It actually has incentivized a lot of people to stay off work, because people can actually make in some cases as much money claiming benefit as they can on minimum wage. So it's kind of it's incentivized a generation of people to stay, or a segment of like society to stay unemployed.
Yep.
Whereas it's supposed to be
a
there.
bad thing here too, as well. From after COVID, we had the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. People are like, I don't know, can't be bothered to work. What's the point of working? Like, I can stay at home and, Whereas it's supposed to be like a pick-me-up. Like, you lose your job, you claim for a bit to have a pick-me-up, and then you're back in work, whereas...
Or like someone like me, I can't even file for it.
Yeah.
So, because you're not allowed to get it if you're terminated. So I can't even apply for unemployment.
Yeah, it's just the health. It's just they're the only like of getting to know. Like, I mean, I've always known, like, watching American TV and stuff. They're the two major cultural differences I see between us. They're the only two, really. Everything else, I think, we're pretty similar on. Like, healthcare is one, and then the gun thing is the other. They're the only two differences, really. I think we're pretty similar on most things. Other than those two things, and so the health one is one, like, where you scratch your head a bit and thinking, God, yeah, the richest country in the world, and then some people don't even want to get an ambulance because they don't want to pay the ambulance fees. It's like, that's crazy.
And some of that also would be, it's a regulatory nightmare, honestly, because of how the states are set up. You can't force Colorado to have the same system as California.
Yeah. It's kind of like
even
Germany,
if it was made completely federal, backed completely federally and all that, it still would have to go through the courts and be approved that a state, the federal government could force a state to do this.
Yeah. Germany's like that. Germany's a federation as well. So Germany's split into states like Bavaria and... Germany,
we kind of we figured out they shouldn't all get together and do things.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Hey, Mikey. How's it going, dude? Good to see you, dude. I hope you're doing well. I wonder how your book's coming along. He was doing an ancestry book. I remember last time we spoke to him.
Yeah, that was cool.
G-Force took a 5-minute ambulance ride. It was $700. What? That's insane. Yeah. That is insane. How could you even afford that?
You can't. That's why people drive themselves to the hospital.
Yeah, can't be right.
And the thing is it might not be so expensive if the problem is these places gouge, like they gouge the hospitals and stuff. So it's not just it's not the $700 ride that got you. It's that the company can get $700 from insurance for that ride from covered people.
Yeah.
And so, or they'll charge even more. Like my dad, not this last January before, I ended up having to go back. I had to drive to Kansas City because he had to get flown to Kansas City because of something on his back. And he's still getting bills, and thankfully he has Medicare. He's old, so he has whatever. Plus he has a VA from being a veteran. And he's still getting bills, and it's coming somewhere around $1.3 million.
Wow.
That the government is paying for him to fly about an hour up to Kansas City, have a room, and then do a whole bunch of tests. They never did find out what was wrong with him. And so you just bilk. That's what I say. It's like they bilk everybody bilks from one hand to the other. I like that. What's that other one, Romy?
Oh, this was from I bought some mask stuff. I won mask stuff on auction last week. So this is Afterburner.
I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah, it's from one of the later waves. It's a drag one that splits off into a ship, and I've packed up the other one, but I won Sky Bolt as well, which is a jet that goes into camouflage. The Sky Bolt one I won. I won at auction for 40 quid, and it's worth double that. This one's slightly more common. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've literally never seen that. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
Because I don't go looking for mask stuff because you know me, I'm an inbox collector, and you know.
Yeah, I think the mask stuff, getting it in box, there are a lot of the boxes about, although a lot of them are missing the innards, so you can still get boxed mask stuff. But yeah, this was 1987, so this was it started in 84, this was the last wave, I think the 4th or the 5th wave.
It might even be a wave that we never got to see.
Parts
of America never got waves. Like there's a couple last waves of Transformers that we never got, and then they were made European exclusives and dumped over to you guys.
That's true. I think you did get the mask stuff because Mask morphed into a racing series called Split Seconds.
Yeah,
and it went from Spectrum v Venom into a racing series. So the last wave is very much kind of like racing focused. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm on a bit of a mask binge moment. This one's like, I don't know how you. It's kind of does this, and then this bit, the back end bit, pops out into a little plane.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh,
I hope they bring back. I hope Hasbro bring back Mask because it's quite. I like the way I like the idea behind it. You know, the transforming vehicles and the masks that come down and give you special powers and stuff. It's quite cool. You could make quite a cool modern version of it, I reckon. You know, with modern CGI and stuff.
I mean, it's an IP that just sits there and nobody does anything with.
Yeah. And the intro to Mask
don't they
is
look at He-Man and say,
cool.
"Oh, look, He-Man would sell." So why wouldn't Mask sell? Obviously, they can look at sells on eBay and stuff like that to see. You know.
This is the final wave. So you've got the NASCAR, which is Razorback.
Yeah.
You've got the F1 car, which I think is called Meteor. Is that Meteor? What's it called? No, Buzzard. And then, so it's very racing focused.
Oh, boy.
There's Manta. I don't know if you see the purple one.
Manta, I remember that.
That's not the jet I've got. I've got the later one, but that's a common one. That one. That's cool. That's Meteor. What else is there? Bulldoze. So, yeah, pretty cool.
I'm happy with my little bit of Mask I've got.
Which ones have you got?
Let's see, Firefly, Vampire, Bandit, Billboard Blast, Pit Stop Catapult, and then I've got a few on Peg.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you got quite a few there. Yeah, Vampire's quite cool. That's the red motorbike one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I think it was because it transformed and it was like a speeder bikey type thing.
Yeah. If someone can sew, they can stitch a person up. It's not a big deal. What? I thought he was giving a metaphor then, but he's being real, isn't he? I thought that was a metaphor for life or something.
Oh, I needed a couple stitches in a finger, and we couldn't go to the doctor. So my grandpa put a little bit of super glue on it to push the piece back together, and then wrapped it in electrical tape.
Jesus, no thank you.
Cleaned it out with vodka.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you can't see it. It's gone. It, would have left a scar, but it didn't.
oh. Bob had stitched someone in a video game once. Bob had to stitch someone in a video.
Yeah, one of the games you were playing. I think it was one of the Telltale games.
Yeah,
and we were all sitting there, and you're grossed out by it. And we're all grossed out by you being grossed out.
Oh yeah, I get really squeamish, and that was horrific because the detail and the graphics, like the flappers. Oh my god, I can't even think about it. It took me about 40 minutes to sew her up because I couldn't get the control working. That was horrific.
Yeah, you kept missing, and you're like, oh god, no.
Oh, that was crazy. I tell you what, that's the most involved computer game. That Walking Dead Telltale game. Yeah. Jesus, what if any of you have not played that game and gone through it, you really should. It really like drags you into the story. And my god, there was probably a dozen people following that stream regularly, and we were all tied into the story at the same time, and it was that was a crazy game.
Well, see, Jonathan, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Because the amount of work Hasbro puts into Transformers, and those are infinitely more advanced than a mask vehicle. Now, maybe they'd want to make them more advanced or whatever, but you could literally probably remake these on a basic 3D printer, and they'd still snap together just like any snap together thing.
I've bought one. Ramen Toys are remaking. They're remaking. Have you been on the Ramen Toys website?
No, I've seen didn't they remake Matt Tracker?
Thunderhawk, yeah, and but it's a slightly larger scale, and they're about to ship out actually. A few people have got them already, but they've basically remade Thunderhawk about 1.5 times larger the size. And I've got to say, it looks really good. It's not cheap. I can't remember how much it cost, but it wasn't cheap, but it looks bloody good. And there is one vehicle that was in the cartoon that never made it to production, and it's called the Shark, and it's a Porsche that converts into a submarine. And they've made it. They've got a prototype, and they're going to release that next year. So I'm definitely going to get that. So Ramen Toys are doing them. To get around the copyright, they're calling them Machina, which is a weird name, I know, but... and the box,
before the COVID happened, they were talking about bringing Mask back, and here's Super Johnny said he saw the prototypes.
Right,
but it's the line was coming, and then it just I don't know why they thought it just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, check out Ramen Toys out there if you haven't already, because I've ordered the Thunderhawk. I've also ordered from them. They've remade the Centurions. They're calling them.
Yeah, I almost got those, but those were like $60 a piece, and I was like,
Yeah, I bought one.
Are they doing the same one that's doing the called the Marshall, which is
They are. Yeah, they've made a Brave Star called the Marshall. I've also ordered from them. They have done the Ghost car that Hasbro were going to do. They've actually made it, and it's massive, and it's got a USB port in it to turn all the lights on. It comes with all the flame effects. It comes with It comes with different wheels and different bonnets, so that you can either have it as the Fast and the Furious Dodge, or the Ghost Rider Dodge, or Blades Dodge. So it's got accessories, so you can have it as either one of those. Because I think the Blade one's got like a bonnet scoop, and there's subtle differences, but it's basically the same car. So I backed that one as well, and it looks incredible. It's huge. So that's the one I'm most excited about, I think, from Ramen. So I've got 3 things from them. Is there something else I bought from them? I think that's it. So
Well, they don't have to
But
ask
Mask
permission.
is definitely
They-
uncapped.
They can just make whatever they want. It's in a different size. It's named something different, even if it's close. They just have to change the colors a little. So I don't think they went to Hasbro and asked. They might have, but it'd be interesting
I
to
think
find
they
out
did.
how
They
that
actually
process
did.
went.
Ace is the guy. I think they did ask because the guy that runs it, Ace, is trying to get some licenses. They've just made 3 aviation figures that are basically the Top Gun pilots. And they did approach Paramount, I think, or whoever owns the rights to it, and they weren't given the rights to Tom Cruise's face.
No, he
so
doesn't
to get
do
around, yeah. So to get around it, if you buy the Tom Cruise figure, if you buy the 3 figures, they give you Tom Cruise's head and the Maverick helmet as a free stretch goal, so that you can replace. So you end up with him, but because it's free, they've got around the rights issue.
Yeah. Let's see.
There's the racer. Yeah, you can either get the orange one, which is the Duke's one, or the black one is the obviously the Ghost Rider one, but it comes with an accessory. You could buy an accessory pack as well. But there it is. Yeah, there's the Centurions.
Here's your aces.
So there you go. Yeah, there's the aces. So if you scroll down, I think it shows you the if you flick through, it shows you the Maverick head that you get. That's Tom Selleck, isn't it? That guy there. That's Viper. One of the pictures it shows you Maverick, but it's a freebie. The Ghost Rider is amazing. There's the Ghost Rider, the second one. It's so cool. It's massive as well. Absolutely massive. That's the flame effects. I'll show you the accessory. There's the bonnet scoop one for the blade one, I think.
Nice.
Lights and sound as well, and unlike the HasLabs, there's a USB port, so you can leave it like on all the time, and it doesn't need batteries, so you can have it in a display where it's just on.
The flame effects are pretty cool.
Really cool.
Yeah. Phantom foil.
Yeah, I think I ordered the what's the green one called? It's the green one, the blue one.
This one?
It might have been that one. It was the one. I think it was the blue one. Actually, the blue one is the aerial one. I think. What's he called? The Centurion one. I can't remember what he's called. It's got a funny name. Cool name.
Land drone. That's cool. Yeah, I just wasn't going to spend $100 on these. They're cool.
Oh yeah, they do the swappable heads for the Masterverse figures. Oh, and the Silverhawks, yeah. They look cool.
Yeah. And now that Super 7's got the ability to make them shiny and stuff, you can get them for $54 instead of, $100.
So yeah, so Ramen, I think the guy's name's Ace. I think he's in Singapore, and they've got a factory in Hong Kong. They're trying to. Where's the mask stuff? Isn't it on there?
That's just it. No products found.
Oh, that's strange. How come?
I don't know.
You go back on the front page. It's not on the front page.
This is the front page.
That's odd. That's really odd. How come you not got it? I wonder if it's because it's past. It was like it was running as like a. No, why have you not got it? It was running as like a Kickstarter, but I thought they were still selling them. Sure, it's not on that front page. There's a pre-order. I thought you could still order the Thunderhawk.
Yeah,
they've called it, rather than the Thunderhawk, they've called it the Red Gullwing.
I mean, it's still
strange.
here.
Yeah, that's strange.
Pages here, but not.
That's weird. It's on my Instagram. There's an Instagram on my. If anyone wants to look at it, it's on my Instagram. The Red Gullwing.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. And it looked really good, but that is odd that that's just disappeared.
Yeah. Maybe they're not selling them anymore. Maybe they've stopped selling them.
It could be that they've hit their number and they don't want to pre-sell more than they can make. You don't know how pre-orders sell out somehow magically. Those stamps are cool.
They're cool. So you basically you can keep the card back and slot it in the back, and then so it's a way of keeping the card back and displaying the figure. But I think they've sold out on all the colors apart from one. I think
it looks like red.
Yeah.
You can buy 6 pieces of red, and that's it. That's a great way to display them. Huh.
What was the other one I backed? The something of Eden. The Animals of Eden, or what was it on Kickstarter? So I backed this other figure line that's coming out. It's kind of like
they've already shipped out that mask thing. I thought you said you.
Oh right, well yeah, mine's on its way then probably. Yeah, I think they're shipping them out at the moment. A couple of people have got theirs, so I'll do a video on it.
Cool.
Well, I probably won't. I'll probably do an unbox it and then do a short. Like I won't do a review. I'll never do that, but yeah, looking forward to that because I'm gonna put it next to the vintage one in a display. You know, so you can see them next to each other. What was that other one I backed? The Eden, something of Eden. Those figures are cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that when you get it in. Hopefully they made them all. I mean, if they were given cease and desist letters, they really shouldn't be shipping those to the United States, but they might be able to get to you. It's hard to tell.
Armies of Ashmore. Check that out. Armies of Ashmore. They're called on Kickstarter. I think they've stopped now, but they were showing them off at PowerCon. And I can't remember which one. I backed the green one, I think. They're crazy. They're like 7-inch, like kind of like Mythic Legions, but a bit more kind of Motu
dinosaur-y.
Yeah, like monster, like battle monster.
Like Dinosaucers.
Yeah, they're crazy looking. And they had all the prototypes at PowerCon. They were just insanely good.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I've either got the blue one or the green one coming. I can't remember which, but they're massive. They're crazy looking as well. Yeah, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Armies of Ashmore. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the tiers? A weapons pack. A figure.
I can't remember. Yeah, you can
get the figures for 65. 300 for the whole set. That's not bad.
I just bought one. Like I just tend to get like an example, like one of these Kickstarters. Just to see what they're like. Yeah, what's the other one I backed? I backed a Hidden Force as well recently on Kickstarter. Hidden Force. They're to go with 3.75 G.I. Joe. They're like ninjas and kung fu. It's called Hidden Force, and they're like basically martial arts characters to go with G.I. Joe. They're pretty cool.
Oh, whoops.
Hidden Force, I think they're called. Is it Hidden Force?
There we go.
There you go, the first one. And like the one I got is like he's kind of like what's the guy out of Mortal Kombat that's got the traditional like Chinese hat? You know, yeah, there they
those
are.
are cool looking.
These are they're pretty cool. If you keep scrolling down, oh no, there's some more. They've released more. Yeah, that's Shinobi. That was the one I was gonna get because that's quite classic looking. I was gonna get that one, but then I like that one as well. But the one I ended up getting kind of looks like the guy out of Sub-Zero out of Mortal Kombat with the weird hat thing. So these are pretty cool. That one, yeah, I got him. Thought he was cool looking.
Oh, he's cool. I like him.
Yeah, I've got addicted to these Kickstarters because I tell you what, some of them are pretty good. You know, I think they can be hit and miss, but the quality is going up. I found with some of these, like people are getting them properly tooled, and
I mean that's not bad. $25.
Yeah, not bad. What was the other one I backed as well?
100 for 4. 185 for 8. 270 for what, 12?
Oh, that the Toy Collector Wish book has backed, by the way. We were talking about that the other day. That has actually backed.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that one.
What was the other one? Oh, yeah. Operation Recall. Operation Recall was like another kind of G.I. Joe tie-in. I backed that one as well. Operation Recall, they're like G.I. Joe style figures. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This was a good one as well, I thought. This is these guys are in North Carolina, I think. I think these guys were at Joe Fest, at PowerCon as well, I think.
Wow, 415,000 of $120,000 goal.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They're well, when they're well backed, they come up, they end up with pretty good quality stuff.
She's cool. Or he.
I can't remember which one I backed in the end. Did you see the DeLorean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been backed now. It's called Bring Home a Time Machine. It's a 7-inch scale DeLorean, and it's got it's made by Tomy, and it's got lights, sounds, and it's got smoke that comes out of the back. And the stretch goals were the flame effects, like the trail of the flame effects that it leaves when it goes back in time, and then also the rod thing that they stick in the roof to hit the power cable. It's called Bring Home a Time Machine. It's a 1 to 10 scale. So basically, it fits you can fit the 7-inch Back to the Future NECA figures. You can sit them inside. So I thought that was a super cool one. Bring Home a Time Machine, it's called. Bring Home a Time Machine. There it is. This thing's amazing.
95% of the words in a title match, they should pull it up.
Yeah. So this is made by Tomy, so it's not an independent maker. You know, this is a proper toy company. But if you look through the images or the video, it's like it's really well like detailed. Look at that. That's it. I mean, it's got lights. It has actually got. I don't know how they do the smoke. It's like mist or something, but it comes out the back. So I don't know how you do that. I don't know how it works.
Or if it's anything like trains, there's just that little oil. You just put a drop of the oil in and it'll make smoke.
Right, and it's die cast, like it's metal. It's not just all plastic. It's
See, $300 is not bad for all that, and you get an Einstein for free.
You get an Einie. Well, don't forget, this is like the scale of this is massive. So this is bigger than the ramen, bigger than the GI Joe and the Black Series scale. It's 7-inch scale. So this thing is this thing's massive. This isn't small. Look at the detail inside. It's just insane.
That's incredible.
So it's not a small thing. So I couldn't believe they didn't really advertise it much as well. It kind of went under the radar a little bit. I didn't see too much.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, look at the steam coming out of the back. Look at that. Press the button and then it comes. I saw hardly anyone on YouTube talking about this, which was surprising.
And that's pretty awesome.
It backed almost like within a couple of days as well. It was fully backed.
It'll come out next year.
Yeah.
See, and this is where they lose me. Packaging needs to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very cool. That is very cool.
So that's a good one.
That's definitely a good one. What's you got? So it's.
I'll tell you another one I've got coming soon, which is
from Tomy's point of view. So Tomy's like, we want to make this.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it in here, and they got $1 million, and they were asking for $250,000.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer for this business model. Is a no-brainer, isn't it? Because you're getting guaranteed revenue up front, or not up front, but you're getting guaranteed revenue. Oh, it is up front. I paid for this already.
Why would anybody get this? So here you have the early bird set.
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah.
You get all that plus Einstein.
Yeah.
And here's this one for $329. And you don't get an Einstein.
Yeah, I got I backed the early bird one straight away because I was like, oh, this is epic. So the other one that's interesting that I backed that's due to be delivered soon is by a Chinese company called YOLO Park, and they've won the rights. They've got joint rights with. They won the rights from Hasbro, and to be the official model making company for Transformers. So if you type in "Unleash the Power of Transformers," and this has been getting a lot of the YOLO Park have been getting a lot of interest on YouTube, and it's the Megatron G1. It's a G1 Megatron replica model kit. This looks proper good, and these are being shipped soon. And this was really cheap actually. I think it was how much it was. Like might have been 50 quid or something. $480 Hong Kong dollars. I can't remember. It's not expensive. But yeah, if you type in to Kickstart "Unleash the Power of Transformers," you'll see it. And these are coming out soon. And they've made them. They're doing loads of model kits, but the detail is just insane. Unleash the Power of Transformers. That's what you need to type in.
Oops.
Unleash the power of Transformers is what it's called.
This is the gayest thing.
Ha.
You shouldn't have to type all this shit. It should pull it up instantly.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
And they're model kits.
Yeah, but you should check it out. The detail on this thing is insane. Look at that.
Love it.
So I'm gonna be building this on the Top Gun show. God knows how long it will take me, but it's a click in place and it's articulated and it's metal. It's a heavy. They're heavy. They're not like I can't remember what show it might have been. I don't know if it was PowerCon or something like that. They were showing them off, and they look insane.
I mean, that's pretty cool for $50.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's like, how big is it? It's like 12 inches or 15 inches. It's not
20 centimeters.
Is it? Yeah. So they're making. So if you go to the YOLO Park website, they're making a ton of these now. So this was the first. They're doing Optimus and other ones.
Okay, well, it doesn't want to play, so fine. Be that way. Huh, cool.
Your internet on the go slow as well. Mine's running a bit slow. Loading the page. Oh yeah, that thing looks crazy.
It's nice, except I hate Michael Bay Transformers.
Yeah, they do the G1 stuff as well. So the Megatron one that I've ordered is G1 rather than Bayverse. Yeah, look at that. It's nuts.
Wow. I mean, he's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Oh, that's cool.
There's a comic book line on Kickstarter that I'm wrestling with getting. There's 7 issues, and there's also an action figure. You'll know why I'm wrestling with it when you see it. It's called Blam. Oh, look at that! Look at those. They're crazy. These are model kits, man. They're absolutely insane. There's the Megatron. There's the Megatron. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
The Megatron sold out.
20. Is it 8 inches? I thought it was bigger than that, but anyway, 8 inches is good.
Shockwave's nice.
Yeah.
For $888.
Well, is that? It might be Hong Kong dollars. So it's
That's
Hong
true.
Kong.
It is Hong Kong dollars.
Yeah. So that's I don't know what the exchange is for American, but that's probably 10 times US dollar or something like that. So
yeah.
$179.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot, I suppose, but that must be a big one then. That must be
300 millimeters.
Yeah, that's probably 10 or 12 inches maybe on it.
It's only 44 pieces. That's weird.
So there's this comic book I'm wrestling with. Once you see it, you might be wrestling with it too.
No.
And there's 7 issues, and there's also an action figure you can get. It's called Blam and Glam.
Glam
B-
and Glam.
Yeah, Blam and Gam. It's an English comic book, independent comic book writer. BLAM. And it's not and, it's the and sign, and then Glam, GLAM. Blam and Glam, and it looks insane. I know Sam Johnson's backed it. I put it in my cart and I keep going to get it, and then there it is.
That's funny.
Sexy.
Funded in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
proper
why.
sex
Proper-
and violence. Sex and violence.
Servos everywhere.
Yeah. But I think you can get 7 comics for like 40 or 50 quid. The first 7 episodes, and then the action figure unfortunately is like quite a bit, I think.
Yeah.
But the artwork just looks proper sex, and it looks very Sin City-esque. And I love the font, the font styling's super cool. Plus there's some mega hotties in it. I think you can get physical copies 1 to 7. I think it's like 40 or 50 quid. I don't know what it is in dollars. So I'm talking myself into backing it right now, actually. I keep putting it in my checkout and then going, oh, do I really need this?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I do.
See, I just don't back comics because I'm not going to do anything. That's not bad. $37. Although
Yeah.
the PDF,
Oh, they're the PDFs. The next
35
one.
for the physical.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it? For 7.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I don't know what the shipping is to America, but you might have to add $20 on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's an English guy, and it looks proper sexy. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, here's the. Let's see if I can get over here.
What's the link that G-Force put in Delta? He put in a link earlier. What was he putting in Delta?
He says it's a new G.I. Joe thing. I'm going to go back over here, present, share screen. Delta. Hello. So apparently these are a new kind of G.I. Joey.
Face got looked a bit weird. Cool. This looks like someone's toy photography. Is this a sales website? That's
this
cool.
is their website.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say it's like a photo gallery. Is there a store?
It doesn't.
No
Yeah,
store.
it doesn't have no store yet. Cool. Those do look nice. You're right. A couple of the
the
face
heads.
sculpts. There might be
Yeah, that's
prototypes.
that looks a little bit. Yeah,
Well, they look hand painted.
they do.
So
Not
these
sold-
are
not
probably
so-
prototypes of them.
Not sold on those yet. Maybe if they develop it a bit more. That one looks cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Red Shadow-esque.
The puppies in a backpack. Yeah, that's the end of them. Interesting.
It feels. I always find like when you buy something from an independent maker, it feels a little bit more a little bit more satisfaction than buying from Hasbro. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just
Yeah,
feels
especially like early stuff from what was that? What's that Action Force knockoff?
Oh, Valaverse.
Valaverse. I think the Valaverse stuff is really good because not only the quality, it actually is making Hasbro work harder.
Yeah.
And it's any competition like that, or if they could make stuff that we want that they refuse to make. Look at that company, the next 17 or next whatever, and they're making 5 POA Star Wars figures that Kenner refuses to make.
Yeah.
But and Kenner's pointing to the Indiana Jones line and saying, "See, we made new figures and nobody bought them." Well, they're buying them. It's just that you can only buy them at Target for the most part, as far as mass retailers go, and they get whole cases of figure. So when you get 12 of Sala and it's sitting on the shelf, it makes people think it's a peg warmer. I mean, it's really not. But I was at a Target yesterday, and a couple people were buying 2 Salas and 2 Professor Joneses. Well, I think we're going to call it a day and go get some lunch and get on to Diablo a little bit.
Very good.
So
Very good.
If you're out and about, I'm sure John's probably on by now. Chip is. He's drug himself out of bed. So,
well,
thanks for coming on, Rami, and talking and telling us about those new Kickstarters. I just don't get on the computer very often, so I don't even look at Kickstarter anymore. I forget it exists. But
yeah, I've got you can set up notification. You can, if you go on the website, you can actually click things you're interested in and subscribe, and then they email you like with what's new in that genre. So I find that quite useful. So if anyone wants to do that, that's how you do it.
See about maybe Super John would do a get together with me and you, or just you, and have a what's interesting on Kickstarter stream.
Be good.
We could look at some of these ones and see how close are they, and give them some love.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or it could just broadly be independent toy making, couldn't it? We could look at Nick 17 and Bobaluga Studios, and there's loads of them that I follow, to be honest. Barbarian Rage and all those guys, and
some of them I haven't even heard of. I think that'd be a great stream to get the names out there and the ideas out there.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll look at doing something like that then.
All right. Well, I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Same time, same. We got 4 bags done today. There are 18 bags, so we're gonna have to get like 6 bags done tomorrow. So we'll get a whole bunch of stuff done, at least the first couple levels of this thing. So next time, remember, monkey lizards are for life, not for spit roasting.